Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Nemeth. I'm a periodontist in Southfield, Michigan. And today we want to talk a little bit about what can you do if your mouth is sore. If you have a sore mouth, maybe you've had some hot pizza, you've burnt it, you've scratched it. Maybe you've had a minor surgical procedure. And if your mouth is sore, what are some of the things that you can do? Well, there is a prescription item called Xyloocaine. Now, Xyloocaine is kind of like Novocaine that's used to numb the teeth when it's injected, but there's something called Xyloocaine Viscous. Now, it's actually a prescription, but it's a numbing agent that will actually numb your tissues so that you can eat and be much more comfortable while those tissues are numb. And let me mention one thing that I mentioned in the previous video, something called Maunka Honey. It does have an antibacterial quality which will help to heal the soreness. Plus, because it's so thick, it tends to coat the tissues, and in coating the tissues, it also makes it more comfortable if you're eating something so that the tissues aren't abraded as much. Now, something very interesting, I'm not going to necessarily recommend it one way or another, but when I was in one of my professors years ago said, patients are sore, they can rinse with Karo Syrup. It's a very thick, sweet syrup. It's not going to help your cavity situation at all, and I certainly wouldn't keep it in your mouth, but I think if you rinse with it, it will coat the tissues so that they'll be a little bit more comfortable. And I have with me Peggy. Peggy is our treatment coordinator. You can look right at the camera, Peggy.
Hello.
What are your thoughts? Any other ideas,
Well,
Peggy?
on that thought of the coating, what about using just Vaseline or even like a coconut oil?
Well, I think Vaseline actually would be okay, especially if you have a dry mouth. Some patients are mouth breathers, and if they're mouth breathers, their tissue can dry out. It can get sore and red, and cocoa butter or Vaseline applied before bedtime can help that. Yeah.
And going back to the patients that might have soreness in their mouth from like pizza, you said may burn. What about something like over the counter?
Well, yeah, we actually have this that we dispense to patients sometimes. I tried them both just a little while ago. They both are antibacterial, but this one's a little bit thicker. This Rincinol is a little bit thicker, and it tends to coat the tissues as well as be antibacterial. And I think this also could be helpful. I mean, there are really so many things. We're just really covering, scratching the surface when it comes to helping things relieve a sore mouth. And there's saltwater rinse. Sometimes that just helps. Teaspoon of salt, glass of warm water, rinsing out, every 3 or 4 hours may be helpful. You sort of have to play it by ear. Try some of these things. Certainly, Maunka Honey is available in most grocery stores, specialty stores. Karo Syrup, I think, you can go to any supermarket, pick it up and try it. It's not expensive.
Dr. Nemeth, I'm going back to the coconut butter. What about coconut oil?
Yeah, I think coconut oil could work. In fact, we actually did a video on oil pulling. And Skylar, who's actually taking this video, Skylar used oil pulling, I think it was for 2 weeks, Skylar. So we took a sample to see if there were any bacteria before the oil pulling. And then we took another sample after the oil pulling because, oil pulling is like miraculously not effective actually because as an oil pulling agent, we did not find the coconut oil helpful. But it is thick, and so coconut oil to rinse with, prior to eating or to relieve some soreness might be helpful.
So I also think that we should keep in mind that if you're not sure what's causing the soreness, you should definitely go to your general dentist in your area and have them do a full exam.
Yeah, if you've got something going on in your mouth and nothing seems to be really making much difference, for sure, get it checked out. There's another antiseptic numbing agent called Orajel. And Orajel, I think, is also available over the counter, and that can help to numb any areas that may be sore or tender. So these are just some of the things that might be helpful to you, and I hope that Peggy and I have been of some value in helping you cope with sore mouth when and if you have it, which hopefully will be infrequently. So just remember, as I've said so many times, if your mouth isn't healthy, you cannot be as healthy as you could be, because gum disease doesn't just affect your mouth. These bacteria, these parasites get into your bloodstream throughout your body and affect everything in a negative way. So make sure your mouth is healthy, but hey, really, have a really good day. That's important. Oh, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you, questions, comments. And as I was starting to say, have a wonderful, glorious, and great day. And thank you, Peggy.
You're welcome. And like Dr. Nemeth always says, a healthier mouth is a healthier body.
Restore your smile and your health. Visit drnemeth.com to schedule your appointment today.